So, welcome again to our second part of the discussion. So, we stop at the conflict. So, we have here kinds of external conflict kasi nga uunahin natin kasi nga meron two major parts of conflict. First one is the external and second one is the internal conflict. So, sa external conflict, meron tayong tinatawag na character versus character. It means tao to tao to. Like the protagonist or main character faces off with the antagonist. So pag yung protagonist is tao, then tao yung kalaban niya kasi it means character. Cinderella is freed from the household of her evil stepsister. So character siya. Next is again, this is part of the external conflict also. Character versus nature. For example, meron tayong tinatawag na Yolanda. Biglang dumating yung Yolanda, tapos ito yung protagonist, gusto niya makatakas sa Yolanda, but kusog gihapon kayo ang hangin, kusog gihapon kayo ang bagyo, then that's a kind of character versus nature. Then the next one is yung tinatawag nating character versus society. So, especially what happened to nowadays, like protagonist rebels is, as an example, protagonist rebels the government because of his ideals in life. What if sasabihin natin, meron tayong bida or meron tayong protagonist na part of New People's Army. Diba? Iba yung pananaw, iba yung pananaw ng New People's Army kaya nagre-rebelde sila. So, and also different din yung society natin. Then of course, we are in the government. Tapos merong NPA, then probably now we have the character yung protagonist na NPA and we are the antagonist as society. Kaya nagiging character versus society. Then, man versus self. But this man versus self is now part of the internal conflict. Kasi nga, internal, dito na tayo sa loob. So, if you're going to have this kind of conflict, if you are the author, simply naman, you have this what we call, magkakaroon ka ng self-reflection sa sarili. Kaya nga, magkakaroon ka ng struggle sa sarili mo. Then we will talk about what are the causes of this self-conflict. How are you going to overcome your fear? O, takot na takot ka sa daga, then of course you need to overcome that one. Hindi naman sa ganon that if you have a fear sa daga, then habang buhay meron kang fear sa daga. It's very impossible to happen. Perhaps an addiction, like for example, you are addiction on vape, you have an addiction on smoking, you have this what we call wine addiction. So you need to overcome that one. But that's a kind of man versus self. May conflict ka, internal conflict. Emotional issues. Bulagan sa uyab, that's part of emotional issues. Or personal crossroads in life. But the question is, ito yon, reasons why there is a self-conflict. Because, first one, meron tayong tinatawag na moral conflict. Kailan mangyayari ito? Or, when this thing happens. This thing happens if there is an arises when we hold conflicting beliefs about something to do with our personal ethics. Okay. Sinasabi mo that you are believing in God but you are killing somebody. Diba? Sinasabi mo that you are believing in God but you are killing somebody, then that is what? That is a conflict of the morality. So, sa sarili mo, kasi nga, you have a conscience. Pag meron kang konsensya, then of course, you will be having a conflict. Why I kill her, why I kill him? Na tao din naman siya. Ganun. Tapos, we have this what we call sexual conflict. What is it, sexual conflict? Like this example, a person might be a faithful in Christian, but they discover they are homosexual. But the question is, nagportray naman siya as a Christian. Wala naman siyang nilabag na batas in terms of the law of the Catholic Church. But the point is, nagiging homosexual lang. But still, he or she is still a human. Diba ganon? And so, person might value monogamous relationship between sexual and they are better suited to polygamous relationship. Papasok na rin dito yung culture ng other tribes like the Muslims at saka as a Catholic. We don't accept this polygamy but actually that's okay to them. Kaya nagkakaroon din ng sexual conflict. Kasi nga, pag sinasabi nating sexual conflict, there are things that acceptable to there's certain tribe pero hindi naman acceptable para sa atin. Kaya nagkakaroon tayo ng sexual conflict. And that could be applicable also in a literary text. Then, religious conflict revolves around beliefs, are very mind-oriented, making them particularly fragile. Sinasabi mo that you are believing in God, but ang hirap magmahal. Even your enemy, even your neighbor, ayaw mong mahalin. Why? Kasi nga, meron kayong conflict. Ano yung conflict? Hindi pinahiram ng kudkuran. Okay? Very simple as that. Yung kudkuran lang yung reason of the conflict. But actually, you cannot do that. Then probably there is a religious conflict. Palagi kang pumupunta sa simbahan, but your one of your characteristics is like that. And it's very ironic. And another example, a person is religiously faithful faced with scientific facts. Religious conflict again may rise with a person who loves both truth their religious belief. For example, you are a medical doctor, pero you are believing on those mga yung mga doktor kwak-kwak, ganon. Then probably you have your religious conflict. Meron kang pinapayagan sa sarili mo that you are believing this kulto, but you are practicing in science. You are a medical doctor. Nagiging conflict din siya. You can use also that to literary text. Then we have this political conflict. Ano ba yung political conflict? And let's try to have this example. A person may believe to be a Filipino but doesn't believe in paying taxes. That taxes nowadays is very useful for us. Why? Because the government helping us to spend money, and that money is from our taxes. So it's very ironic also that we have this political mindset to our minds. We have this political beliefs that hey, we fight for this. Then we need to shut down the ABS-CBN because they are disobeying the law in terms of how they pay taxes pero ikaw hindi nagbabayad. Then that's a kind of political conflict. Then we have this love conflict. It's when we love someone, yet we want to do something that hurts them. Very possible. Like, you are the parent, tapos sinasaktan mo yung mga bata. Kasi nga, I think meron dito. You are the parent, pero sinasaktan mo yung mga bata, yung mga anak mo. Then, let me ask, saan ba yung love doon? Kaya nagkakaroon ng self-conflict din. Nagkakaroon ng love conflict. Then, we have self-image conflict. Your self-image is the mental idea you have about yourself. Especially, pag sinasabi mo mataba ka na, gusto mo mag-exercise. Pero, kain ka lang ng kain. That's a self-image conflict pa rin. You wanted to exercise, you wanted to slim, you wanted to get slim, but you're not doing it to exercise, but you're eating much. Then, you have a self-image conflict. Then, we have interpersonal conflict. Of course, in social situations, when you want to be one way, but find yourself acting in another way. Like, you hate talking about sports, but you find yourself taking interest in what your co-workers talk about. Parang nagiging baliktad siya. Someone is offended by a friend but says nothing even though he or she wants to. We have that culture kasi. Even though na we're being hurt, sinasabi pa rin natin that we are okay. Their personal conflict. Existential conflict involves feelings or discomfort and confusion about life, particularly when two opposing beliefs, desires arise. So wanting to save, example for that, wanting to save our planet, but at the same time, you are believing that it's doomed. Kumbaga, gusto mo makapag-conserve ng Earth, but actually, you are believing that it's impossible to conserve. It's because papalapit na yung kamatayan ng Earth. Let's just say, ganun yung nangyayari. So you have existential conflict. And also, yung sinasabi natin ngayon, or one of the common cases in terms of existential conflict na makikita natin nowadays, reality to, is yung mga tao is why they go to school na mamamatay naman din sila is because of the COVID. Parang ganon. Existential conflict pa rin yun. Wanting to live life to the fullest but not wanting to make any changes or get out of your comfort zone. Gusto mo mag-improve but you're not doing it. You wanted to improve your life but you're not starting. So how you can move and how you can achieve your goals in life. So that's existential conflict pa rin. And last topic is this what we call theme. So we have this theme. Kadalasan kasi if we say theme, napupunta sa isipan ng reader is nagiging moral story. So, or nagiging moral lesson. Actually, kasali lang ang moral lesson doon, but actually theme is not a moral lesson. Doon mo makikita yung meaning, ba't ba ginagawa ng characters, ano ba yung ginagawa ng story, and why is it this thing is happening. And also, ito yung pinaka-exact na definition ng theme, because theme is really a central idea of the short story. The message and the purpose in a short story. Ano yung purpose? Why is it in the dekada 70 the author write about it? So why is it Manuel Arguila is writing Filipino-inspired stories? O, ba't ba sinulat ni Dr. Jose Rizal yung filibusterismo? What's the purpose? Even though that is a novel, kasi nga, long story lang yung novel talaga. But what is the purpose? Ano ba yung theme niya? Sinulat niya kasi nga mayroong mga Espanyol. What if hindi Espanyol? Magiging theme ba rin yung ganon? Kahit hindi Espanyol. So, it doesn't mean like that. Then, a theme can be expressed as general statement, kabuuan, about the life. Like some of the authors, they're writing short stories reflecting to their lives. And again, theme is not a plot or it's not plot of the summary. Where in fact, theme is the central idea. Theme guide questions. We have guide questions on how we are going to identify themes. So we have guided questions here. What problem is the main character facing? Ano ba yung problema na piniface ng character? Ano yung problema na piniface ng character yung binigyan natin, like a Junjun kanina, we're creating a character or characters. Ano ba yung piniface ni Junjun na character? Na problem? So probably that's the time that we can generate our theme. What lesson did the main character learn? Ano na-learn niya? Siyempre, nagtiyaga siya para makapagtapos so that that person can represent himself to the woman that he loved, who is Rhea. Ganun. Then, mag-i-evolve na doon yung theme. What message can you take away from the story? Ano ba yung message? Ano ba yung mensahe na makukuha mo doon? For example, that the story that we've created, we'll not discuss it more kasi nga alam natin kung ano yung message ng story that I gave to you. So until we have our discussion again, I hope that you are still watching. And if you have questions, you can comment below, and you can give your message also. You can chat also in our chat box. Thank you so much for watching, and God bless.